Just kind of hinging on what Joe said, I think this is kind of maybe a shocker, maybe a game changer. I know looking back at the last quarterly reports, going back all the way to the December report of 19, we've we've reduced the herd some 250,000 sows. We haven't had that kind of reduction since the 08, 09. So it's very interesting that we didn't really know how the market was going to react. We didn't know how production was going to react over the last year of COVID, and then on top of that, when we start to get a recovery, we start to get a pretty sharp rise in grain prices. So as evidenced by some of the not only the pre-report estimates versus the actuals, but if you look at the range, I mean, it was a very, very tight range as far as what the industry was expecting. And I would say for most categories, a good 2% under those averages, those very tight averages. So in my estimation, it's one of those, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 8 type of market reports. It's kind of a shocker and kind of gets the market, thinking in a much larger direction. One thing that sticks out also is when we start to look at these production numbers, and then we start to come up with price estimates certainly for the rest of the spring and then into the end of the year. I really have to ask myself, the rally that we've seen in the product, especially the pork trim, especially the bellies, how much of if we start forecasting from today, how much of these prices are predicated on refilling the domestic pipeline of pork, getting ready for baseball season, getting ready for restaurants, having those inventories there. So I really, my caution in the back of my head is not to read too much into these at face value, given where, for example, the lead hog index is today because of the rally that we just had. So when we look at these, I really temper my prices moving out forward, not to buy into too much of where we are today. So.